Hi, Tracy here. I have a layout and process to share with you called Playing Hedbanz. Uh, this is my picture of my boys playing the board game Hedbanz that was the hit of that summer for us, and they look so funny with their little headbands on. That's a kid's game if you haven't seen it, and if you have younger kids, it is an excellent game. We've played it so many times. I don't even know how many times we and the adults play with the kids. It's a great game. Perfect game for camping. Anyway, so I use both of those pictures because my son has a kind of a silly expression in one of them, and then okay, go ahead, take my picture, I'll smile expression in the other. So I wanted both on here. And I'm using the Sun Drifter, Studio Calico Sun Drifter for the background Tide water. And then I'm going to use a bunch of small pieces of paper. A lot of them are from my collection. And so they're just little, pieces that probably, scraps that would have maybe even gone into the trash eventually. And then I'm also using this 6x6 paper pad Crate Paper Storyteller that I got for free, actually, from Two Peas in a Bucket with my order. You know how they always have a little special going on. So several of the pages are that. I debate on cutting this one, and I change my mind, and then I use that. There's my black and white. I always like to have a little bit of black and white in every layout, whether it's in the letters or just as, I don't know, it just does something. I don't know the right word to express it. It grounds it. It sort of just pulls everything together for me visually. I like to do that. I don't always do it, but I generally, it's one of those things that when I do put the black and white is when I go, okay, it's put together now. So anyway, that's just a little design thing, personal, that I have. Some of the papers I do know, like the arrow background that I used to mat those two pictures. Instead of just going with a plain black, I did the arrow. And that is an American Crafts XOXO, and it's All My Heart. And that wood grain paper is Crate Paper DIY Shop Decor. And then that black and white paper that I was just talking about, the little small chevrons, that's Studio Calico Sun Drifter TP. And I'm sort of lining it up and trying to figure out the papers, what do I want to do here? Because I didn't want to do squares going all the way around. That just wasn't the visual I had in my mind on this. And then I realized, I'm going to do some stripes here. And I'm using mostly paper from that Crate Paper 6x6 Storyteller. And then I throw in some scraps like that teal colored one on the very right now. That is from a Studio Calico kit. And now I did the wood grain. Again, that's the DIY shop. And then now I'm going to do that. And that's from the Storyteller, that floral strip. And I made those strips going across get smaller and smaller. And now I'm gluing everything down because I'm feeling confident about where it's going. And I'm using my zig pen to glue those more narrow strips down. I'm back to my ATG for the squares. And I end up having to change my ATG there, and I started to, and then I did the rest behind the scenes. And now I'm working on my cluster up to the right, and I'm kind of going with the same theme as my background here on the bottom, but I'm going the other direction in a very obviously much scaled down version of that. And I do some little squares there, but the squares get smaller, so then I guess they become rectangles. And then here I am pulling out, that's the ephemera from I think that was the no, that must be crepe paper. I mean, it is crepe paper, the pier. Although I think some of it may be from the Maggie Holmes collection. The little slideshow things, those are crepe paper, the pier, and I really love those. They're really quite cute. And then those stamp sets I got from my Citrus Twist kits, it appears, I think you always get a stamp with each kit. I've only gotten 2 kits so far. The first kit came with 2 sets of stamps, but one of them is like their thank you for joining stamp set. And now this second kit came with 1 stamp set. So I think that every kit is going to come with a stamp. And I'm going to do lots of stamping on this. That stamp with the hand says, "I am so not forgetting this." And then now I'm going to stamp the word perfect with an arrow. And these, again, they're all from these Citrus Twist stamps, which I really love these stamps. I mean, they're just really cute, and like, I love that arrow that I just put at the top. I will probably use that hundreds of times in my scrapbooking. That I could see that little arrow becoming a staple. And then that last stamp at the bottom that says "Oh snap," which is totally adorable. And then I outlined that because it was sort of fading away, and I like that. I outlined that, and then I'm going to outline up at the top one little item. I was going to just put a word on top of those squares there. I'm going to glue those down. Squares and rectangles. And I get my word, which is laugh. And it gets lost. So then I have to come up with another idea, which we'll see momentarily. Now I'm back. I keep switching back and forth between clusters, which is what I do when I kind of can't think what to do with one. I will switch to the other. And there's that paper clip. Was that Simple Stories? I threw away that package, so I don't know the name of that paper clip. I used the word "like." That was from a Studio Calico kit. And I also have some, I'm starting to use some stickers from the Hey You Basic Gray. And now I'm popping up the pictures. And here I am with some damaged video again. I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to start using a different converter, because it doesn't happen every time, but... And I did not check this before I started doing the audio, so I didn't know there was damaged video. Okay, so now that has... I did arrows, and I've done some with the first stamping, and then I did some with the second stamping, so that they would be different You know, some would be darker than others. And there I have, I was off looking for that. I have a speech bubble. And I'm going to outline that speech bubble and then put that on top of the frame and put the word laugh and then another small arrow from that citrus twist arrow. Here I am putting the arrow. Really like that arrow. And I'm gluing that down. And here I am trying to figure out what letter zone am I going to use for my title. And I'm using the jelly bean soup. Playing is jelly bean soup, blue corn navy. And I'm going to do playing a game of, and that's from my stash. I'm sorry, I don't know where those came from. And in fact, I'm out of E's, so I have to change an F and turn it into an E using a Sharpie. And I just used the closest color I had to that. I actually don't have that exact color, but it looks great though. You really can't tell unless you really look at it. And here I am playing around with where do I want that to go. The title. And on the video here, that the word playing looks like it's getting lost, where it goes over the part of the dark camera, but in person it actually doesn't get lost at all. So that's funny. And then I have some more arrows that I put over there again, darker and lighter arrows. And then I'm going to add now some of this is Citrus Twist again, this little star stamp. They have two different size stars, and I do some dark and some light. I'm loving that stamp too, so both of those. Out of the kits, I much prefer the Studio Calico kit, honestly. But boy, am I loving the stamps that you get in the Citrus Twist one. So I put some stars everywhere. And then I'm going to come back and put, oh, here I am doing it right now, some Studio Calico stars, wood veneer stars. And then I'm not going to show you actually doing it, but I do come back and put a freckled fawn arrow. There it is right there on the left paper clip. And showing you my close-ups there. That's all those stamps. And there's the laugh close-up. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.